flood stage. Just started in Fargo. This is day 1. Okay, let's try that one more time now that we're out of those trees. On the Suwannee River, I just left Fargo, Georgia on a 221-mile paddling adventure down to the Gulf of Mexico. The Suwannee is flooded. As you can see, this should be a narrow little river, well within those trees that you're seeing. And I don't know if you can see in the video, the water's running way back over the banks. Don't know how far back in there it goes, but just got started. It's a beautiful day, and I will check in later. Came through that, kind of bushwhacking, kind of lost the river, and I think I'm finding it again now. Big old alligator up there. Just went in the water. Kind of irritated with me, I think. What a pretty rainbow. I've been paddling almost 8 hours, getting ready to find a campsite for the night very shortly and stop. All right, day 1, cooking supper. New York strip. Okay. Sounds good. After 8 some hours and 32 miles of paddling today, it's going to be pretty good.
7 o'clock, day 2. I'm just waking up.
All right, day 2. Woke up about 7 o'clock. Yeah. Had a good night's sleep. Very free, very quiet last night. No wind. All right, day 2 on the water. It is 7:45. Got a great rest. Do 30 to 48 miles today. Not quite sure. Big shoal, and deciding if I'm going to paddle it or portage it. Okay, here we go. It's going to be a wild ride. All right, I survived. This is the spring house at Suwannee. Last time I was here, I think there was 5 of those openings right there. There's 2 of them you see right now. The water was, there was two or three more of those going down, and the water was that low just a few months ago. Wow. That's I-75. I'm just getting ready to cross under it. And I guess I'll be on the west side of I-75 from now on. So, progress. The first one of the river camps, the Woods Ferry River Camp. I'm not going to stop here. Actually, these are all closed right now. Best for people not to use them or not taking reservations. But I'm going to the next one and try to stay there. 18 miles down there. See how the water is boiling. It's been like this pretty much the whole way. Sometimes it's pretty big. Kind of upsets the balance of the board. but it's been pretty fun too. You see the orange blazes on that tree? That's the Florida backpacking trail. It goes from the south end of Florida up to the Panhandle. 1,200 and some miles of orange blazes that you can follow while backpacking. Not that I would ever consider doing anything like that. There's another bridge. I'm not sure what the bridge that is either. It's right past the trestle that I just went under that looked like it was maybe a rails to trail or something. Maybe it's been converted. I don't know. All right, here it is. Night 2 is my stopping place at Folsom Creek River Camp. You can see all the trash that's piled up from the flooding where the water was. It's not that way now. So yeah, gonna get set up in my screened in gazebo, whatever it's called, and get set up for the night. Okay, here's my setup. You can see all a screened in enclosure. I've got my hammock hung up. That's my hammock fly in the back. It was wet from last night, so I'm just hanging it up to dry. I've got a fan, a light, and no bugs. 2 little places to cook and do all my stuff. Sweet. Peaceful evening on the Suwannee River. Day 2. My stopping place. Just sitting out relaxing after having all my camp set up. Have a little few minutes to do it. Very nice. Okay, night 2 supper. I don't know if you can see that. We're boiling water. We got our lower right side with some teriyaki noodles and tuna. It's all going to go in this pack. As soon as that water's boiling, I'll seal it up for about 20 minutes, and I will have supper. Even though I'm not the least bit hungry, I'm just going to cook it and store it. And probably about 1 a.m. I'll wake up starving to death, and that's all I have. All right. Just like I mentioned when I was cooking supper, I wasn't hungry at all, and I cooked about 9 o'clock, and I didn't eat anything until about 10:30. I ate half, and now it's 1:30 in the morning. I woke up and I'm starving, so I'm finishing off what I cooked earlier. Feels very yummy. I got a buddy here. Hello, friend.
Good morning. It's the morning of day 3. It's 7:30. I was on the water, just getting on the water this time yesterday, but I had 48 miles to paddle yesterday. Today I'm only paddling 28, and so I'm enjoying my little house here. It was nice last night.
All right, here we go. Beginning of day 3. It is 8:45, about a full hour later than I got on the water yesterday, which is fine. I got a pretty short day, so I'm just going to take it easy. Another cool old bridge. I don't think it's being used maybe for rails to trail or something. All right, that's I-10. That's the I-10 bridge that I'm about to go under right now. Day 3. All right, end of day 3. I just did 28 miles. Actually, I just did laundry, which means that I jumped in the river and washed off with my clothes on. End of day 3, I made it to the next river camp, which is what I planned. A short day, very easy day. And I'll do that again tomorrow, 28 miles to the next camp. All right, end of day 3. There's home for night 3. Okay, supper for day 3, cheesy mashed potatoes and bacon. Yum. Here's my sleep setup. I'm on a platform about 15 feet above the forest floor, and I can see the river down through those trees. So it's pretty sweet setup for sure.
Day 4 morning is 7:15. Just waking up. It's a very cool morning. Very quiet. Slept great. Alright, getting ready to get up and start my 28 paddle to the next stop.
Alright, beginning of day 4, 8 a.m. Just getting started. That's Highway 205, I think, that bridge. Spot right there. I just saw my first sturgeon jump out of the water that I've heard of. He was like 4 feet long and jumped as high as my head and crashed down. Wow, that was freaky. All right, brunch on the river. Peanut butter on tortilla. There's the old blue bridge. I don't know what that means actually. It's just a bridge that's blue. So this old railroad bridge has been decommissioned since the 1920s. It was built, I think, in the early 1900s. They said that 2 men using a hand crank would open and close this thing. But it's been sitting in that position since early 1920s. Amazing. I'd love to get in and see all the gears and see how it works, but I can't quite climb up that high. It'd be a little bit sketchy. Alright, I just made it to the last river camp that I'll stay at, Adams Tract River Camp. It was a 28-mile day. I almost missed it. I thought it was on the other side of the river. I went past the point where I thought it should be and ended up pulling up Google Maps, realized it was on this side of the river, looked back, and I had actually passed it by, I don't know, 150, 200 yards. So I had to turn around and paddle back up to it, but very close to just missing the thing completely. If I would have paddled on another 10 or 15 minutes, I would have had to keep going. So that was a close call, but I'm here and it looks great. Here we are at Adams Tract River Camp, day 4. Here's my camp setup, another great setup with a ceiling fan. It's hard to be a ceiling fan when you're camping out. For supper, we got noodles with chicken, sriracha and soy, and some peanut butter. Basically, I'm making a camper pad thai for supper. It's gonna be pretty damn good. All right, that's it. All right, morning of day 5. I've got a big day. It's 7 o'clock. I'm getting an early start. I got 45 miles to go to my camp. But wow, what a beautiful morning. I've been seeing tons of these jumping sturgeon, 4 or 5 feet long. They jump all the way out of the air, close to me also. It's been pretty cool. There is the famous Yellow Bridge. That's where a sturgeon just jumped. He was huge. What I'm paddling through to get from the river to my camp. I'm on my knees right now to duck under all these little branches. The trail goes that way. So here's my campsite for day 5. Last night on the river. Tonight's supper. Day 5, spaghetti with meat sauce. Back on the river, day 6, my final day. I just paddled out of there this is where my campsite was last night. It was about a mile back in the trees up the little river trail. But I'm back on the river. I've got 36 miles to go from here to finish it up, the whole Suwannee River. Oh yeah. Here's another old bridge. Don't know if it's still used, but somebody's standing walking on it over there. So it must just be a walkway. There's a couple of fixer-uppers. So this is what I've been in all day today. 40 miles almost, no, more than 40. I'll be 47 for the day, but headwinds all day long. It's just been miserable. I've got about 3 miles to go, and I think it's gonna take me about an hour to get there. But then I will be done. So, yahoo! Okay, we are about done. The end of the Suwannee River, about to be to the Gulf. There's the river. There's the little town of Suwannee. I'm gonna be going in there. That's my stop. 221 miles. The great Suwannee River adventure complete. Awesome. My boat's a little bitty fish caught in this playground. Waves are big, water's big, the other boats are very big, and the wakes they make are very big. This is all very cool. In Suwannee's canals, houses on them, boats. Very neat. So it ends kind of like it started, with a steak for the final day after the completion of the Suwannee River paddle. He said this is a Florida-raised, grass-fed beef steak. It's gonna be pretty awesome. Oh, and cooked on a proper grill and not just my little frying pan.